Okay, I'm so glad that we're able to get together to go over these applications. We have discussed this for the last 2 weeks, so I think it's great that we're able. And you know, we all know we were in agreement that we go ahead and pull an application out of the application pool. We were going to pull a total of 5 applicants. We know we talked about Alex as one of our applicants because that is one of the people that continue to come up. So each one of us pulled one of the applicants out of the application pool. And are y'all ready?
Yes, we are.
And we are hiring for the position of team leader. So we, as the management board, we'll be able to do this and get it done. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Who would like to start with their first applicant that they pulled?
I would like to start with Audrey. I pulled Audrey and we sat down and she did a good interview. She was very, very knowledgeable on what we needed for our organization. I felt she was very honest. She would be a good team player. She knew our mission statement. She knew what we wanted for our team's leader. And I think that she would be very, very, very capable of being part of our company.
She was very friendly.
Very friendly.
Okay.
She was honest about some things in her life that she thought that might could hinder her from getting being the last top 5, but there was no problem.
Okay. But that was on Audrey, and who would like to go next?
I can talk about Camille. I felt Camille was very scrupulous. She was very careful. She had that it factor. She was the person that, to me, if something was to go awry in the company, she would be the person to come and tell management to make sure that the problem got fixed and not just let the problem continue to go on. She was very open and very friendly, and she seemed like she would be a very good fit for the team leader position.
So she was efficient and organized?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. The applicant I chose was Casey. The reason I chose her, she was very extroverted. She was very positive about everything. She knew what was going on. She knew the company's policy. She knew the ethics laws. She was really into what needed to be done. She was very sociable and outgoing. I witnessed her as she was walking out, as she spoke to other people in the building. She was very sociable and outgoing. She would be a great member to our team.
Did you seem energetic?
Very, very.
I kind of agree with that because I think I noticed her when she was walking out too. So I think she might be a good fit for the company.
Okay. Well, the applicant that I selected was Paul. And the reason that I select Paul is because, okay, now one of the applicants that I did select was Paul. And the reason that I selected Paul is because Paul was the type of person, to me, is where the company is trying to go. We are ready for another level in this company. And with Paul, he was open and he showed some enthusiasm. One thing about Paul, just by interviewing him and talking with him, he wanted to do something that was totally different. He was willing to take a chance and take this company to another level. Financially and with the openness that would bring in the younger generation, Paul was ready to do all of these things. So that is the reason why I selected Paul. But as I said earlier, we had one more applicant that we were always discussing, and he's been around, and that was Alex. And the reason that we pulled Alex today, because Alex, he could be a good person. He can be very inventive. He could be efficient. He could be outgoing. He could be friendly and sensitive. Alex was all these things in one. But Paul, one thing about Alex too, which y'all gonna have to cut that out, he had some negativity too. Some negative traits also. Go ahead.
To me, I kind of agree with you on that. He kind of seemed like anxious, he kind of tense, cause in doing the interview part, he kind of was more concerned about salary and what was he was gonna make. He was not worried about what qualifications and skills he brought to the table. He wanted to know what he was gonna make and was it gonna be enough for him for supplement his income. So that's what I thought. Because he brought it to he asked the first thing he asked was
His salary.
His salary.
And coming off of your statement, to me, he was very unsure of himself. One minute he was all into the position that he was applying for. Then it was like, oh, he didn't know if he needed this job, this, that, and the other. But then, oh yeah, I need this job. He was happy 1 minute, sad other minutes, and it was back and forth throughout the entire interview with him.
He had some, I'm telling you, he had some strong emotions.
Yes.
And such as anger, anxiety for no apparent reason. So I'm not for sure about Alex.
Me either. He was very sensitive. Any subject that he did not like, and anything that I had to say that he felt was wrong to him, he took offense to it. He was very overly sensitive.
So that is why I think we need to stick to the 4 applicants that we just discussed, which was Camille, Audrey, Paul, and Casey. The reason for that, because Alex and we all just brought out some different traits and negativity about that Alex brought to the table.
So I think like Cassie said, I think he's a good fit for the company.
I don't either. So we can go ahead and rule out
So we
Alex.
can rule out Alex off of the.
We can go ahead at this time and mark negativity out. We can go ahead at this time and just mark negativity out.
Because negativity is not a trait that we want in our company.
Okay.
Okay, so from these interviews that we had today, what do we feel about Audrey?
Audrey was too agreeable. She agreed on everything. There was no, not negative, but nothing that if you put in her team leader position, she'll probably agree when she don't need to agree.
So we want to mark her off as a candidate?
Yes.
Okay. What do we say about Casey? To me, she was a little too outgoing. I mean, we need that in our company, yeah, but she was a little too outgoing.
And we have an image to uphold.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to go back, but with Audrey, and y'all were talking about, she was kind of a little cold and unkind.
So.
And then with Casey, she was a little reserved.
So is it safe to say no for her this time, maybe?
Yes.
Later in the.
Yes.
We just
What about Camille? What do we say about Camille?
With Camille, she was a little careless because of her sensitivity.
So do we not want to use Camille right now?
No.
Maybe
No.
later on.
maybe we might just hold her application.
So that means our candidate for this position and our new employee will be Paul.
Paul, I agree on that.
All in favor of Paul?
I
Paul is now our new team leader for our company.
I don't know what you was